Let me ask you a question that's going to feel personal. Why is it that you can borrow 10 bamboos, pay every month like a responsible adult, and somehow still owe 10 bamboos? Like, congratulations, you've discovered modern finance. And here's the worst part. You did agree to this. Not loudly, not proudly, but you agreed. You just didn't understand the deal. Today, Panda is going to show you what that deal actually is, in plain words, and why interest is either quietly growing your bamboo or quietly eating it. So, what really is interest? Most people think interest is a number. 18% APR, 7% interest, 3.5% fixed. And your brain goes, sure, that's a percent. But interest isn't a number. Interest is a price tag on time. It's what you pay when you say, I want bamboo now. Or what you earn when you say, I can wait. Give me bamboo later. That's it. That's the whole concept. Now, let's translate the 3 words that confuse everyone, using bamboo. First, principal. If you borrow 10 bamboos, the principal is the original 10. Principal equals the starting bamboo, not the extra, not the pain, just the starting pile. Second, interest rate. If the interest rate is 10%, it means for every 10 bamboos you owe, time adds 1 bamboo per year. Interest rate equals how fast the extra bamboo grows. And finally, APR. APR is what you see on credit cards. APR equals the yearly cost of borrowing, shown as a percentage. On credit cards, it's usually calculated in tiny chunks over time, not just once a year. Simple interest versus compound interest. This is where people usually get lost, so let's keep it painfully simple. Simple interest means this. You only pay interest on the principal. That's it. If you borrow 10 bamboos at 10% per year, every year you owe 1 extra bamboo. It stays steady, predictable, boring in a good way. It's basically the deal saying, you borrowed 10, return 10, plus 1 each year. That's it. We're adults. Compound interest, though, is a very different animal. Compound interest means you pay interest on the principal and on old interest. So interest grows bamboo that grows more bamboo. This is why compound interest is called interest on interest. And yes, this is the version most people meet through debt first, which is why they hear the word interest and immediately feel tired. Now, let's answer the biggest real-world question. Why am I paying and the balance barely moves? Because most of your payment is doing this, paying interest first and then maybe touching the principal, especially if you're making minimum payments. Minimum payment is basically your credit card saying, pay just enough so we don't break up, but not enough to actually move on. Let's look at an example. You borrowed 100 bamboos. The APR is high because, well, it's 2026. Interest is added regularly. Your card says, minimum payment 5 bamboos. You pay the 5. You feel proud. But behind the scenes, 4 bamboos go to interest. 1 bamboo goes to principal. So your 100 becomes 99. That's why it feels like a treadmill. You're moving, you're trying, but the scenery never changes. And finally, but my interest rate is annual. Why does it charge me monthly? Great question. This one trips everyone. Even if they show the APR as a yearly number, the cost is usually applied in smaller time slices, daily or monthly, depending on the product. They're not waiting until the end of the year to grow extra bamboo. They're growing it constantly, which is why debt feels like it grows while you're asleep. Because it does. Fixed versus variable interest. This is the part pandas like to call the surprise feature. Another huge question people search is, why did my payment go up even though I didn't borrow more? And the answer is simple. Fixed versus variable. Fixed interest means this. The bamboo growth speed stays the same. Predictable. Boring. Wonderful. You know what you signed up for, and it doesn't wake up one day feeling different. Variable interest, on the other hand, variable means the bamboo growth speed can change. Sometimes rates go up, and suddenly your cost goes up too. Same principle, same bamboo, bigger pain. It's like agreeing to rent that changes based on your landlord's mood. So, is interest always bad? No. Interest is neutral. Interest is like fire. It can cook your food or burn down your house. It depends on direction. When you borrow bamboo, interest is the fee you pay for getting bamboo early. When you save or invest bamboo, interest is the reward you get for waiting. Same force, different side. And let's be real for a moment. Saving feels useless. You save 10 bamboos, and you earn like 0.2 extra bamboo. You think, wow, I'm going to be rich in 400 years. That's because compound growth is quiet at the start. Bamboo grows like this. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Then suddenly, forest. People quit in the nothing phase. Then they watch someone else get the forest and call it luck. So here's the real deal you made without realizing it. If you rush, you pay interest. If you wait, you earn interest. Principal equals starting bamboo. Interest rate, or APR, equals growth speed of extra bamboo. Compound interest equals bamboo growing bamboo. Once you understand this, the world becomes annoying in a new way. Because now, you can see the deal everywhere. Now, here's the good news. Understanding interest is the moment you stop feeling bad with money and start seeing the rules. Because this was never about intelligence. It was about not being shown the game. Saving bamboo? That's level 1. Important, necessary, but still level 1. Level 2 is owning the bamboo forest. Not just protecting bamboo, but letting bamboo work for you. Letting growth flow toward you instead of away from you. And that is what the next video is about. Till then, hit that subscribe button and watch Panda's other videos to learn more about economics and finance.